This lesson is about sketch-based modeling components. These include floors, ceiling, stairs, railings, and roof. In sketch-based modeling components, the components are created in sketch mode by drawing the outline of the components. Example like these are the floors of a building. We create them in sketch mode. Another example is the roof. They are created in sketch mode. The stairs are also created in sketch mode, and railings are also created in sketch mode. So we're going to go into Revit and learn how to create these components. So this is a Revit drawing, and you can see. So these are all created in sketches. We're going to continue our Revit model, the last model that we were working on. So we're going to add floors today. And before we do that, let's convert this and make it a straight profile. So I'm going to do that in the elevation view. I will edit the profile and make it straight again. So today we're going to create floors. We're going to create stairs. We're going to create the roof and railings, and if time permits, we'll also create the ceiling for this video. So let's start with the floor. So to create the floor, you go to level 1. And on level 1, you go to architecture, and then you go to floor. So now the model is in a sketch mode. So it's grayed out, it's in a sketch mode. And then you come to where you have, so you can see boundary line, and you can also use peak wall. So you can use any of these method to sketch lines on existing walls. In this case, we're going to use boundary line because some part of the floor is outside the wall. So I will use boundary line to create the wall. You zoom in so you see what you're drawing. So I'm going to start the floor here. So we have an extension here because we have some because we have a terrace there. Make sure you pick where you want your floors to be. And so when you finish, you have to use the mode. You go to the mode and you use the finish edit mode to complete your floor. So now we have floor. And if you go to view and you go to your default 3D view, you're going to see the floor right here. So now we're going to do the level 2 floor. So you go to level 2. So you have to make sure you're seeing. So sometimes, depending on how, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut my level 2 level because I'm not seeing it on the view. So I'm going to delete and we go to architecture and go to datum and go to level. I'm gonna cut level to it's 12 feet, so you have to make sure it's 12 feet. And I'm gonna change it to rename it to level 2. So right now I'm gonna go back level 2 and I can see my floor. So another thing that you have to do is when you go to your properties panel, you have to look at the underlay. You make sure the underlay for base level is set for level 1 and the underlay for top level is set for level 2, and look down, apply. That way you can see what is underneath it. Another thing that you have to check is your phase filter. So sometimes with the phase filter, you're not able to see some things. So you can set it to none and you'll be able to see everything on your drawing. So we're going to do level 2. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to architecture and go to floor. So remember in your property too, you can select which kind of floor. In this, we are using concrete slab 6 inches, but you can see there are other type of floors. There are generic 12 inches, lightweight concrete on metal deck, and sometimes VCT and concrete. So we're just using concrete on this case. And I will use my boundary line. So now we can see the floors. You can see the level 1 floor and you can see the level 2 floor. So now we're gonna do the stairs and we're also gonna do the railings. I also have to make sure all interior walls are done, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the stairs for this floor. So we have our stairs right here, and if you go to architecture, you'll see where you have stairs. So you will also see there are different type of stairs: assembled stairs, 7-inch monolithic stair, precast stair. We're gonna use this, but you can change the properties of your stair by using edit type. So when you use edit type, you can change for example, you can change the run width. If you don't want it to be 3 feet, you can change it to 4 feet. You can change the minimum tread depth. You can change the riser height. And Revit does do some calculations automatically for us. But you can also edit your stairs um, by sketching in drawing mode. Let me go ahead and add some stairs. So like this. Then you have to leave space for your landing and bring space down here. So once you have this, like I said before, you can always go in and change whatever you want to do. So you can do that by selecting the stairs. You can select the stairs, whichever part of the stairs that you want to edit, and click on edit type. So right now I'm gonna drag this in so we can have our landing inside. And I'm gonna move it a little bit so it doesn't conflict with the staircase. So we're gonna have a small void here, but that's okay. And I'm gonna finish the staircase. So now we have a staircase. So like I said, you can go in and edit your staircase at any time by clicking on the stairs and clicking edit stairs. You can actually change the width on your drawing by clicking edit type. You can change whatever the depth, the height, the width, whatever you want to change on your stairs. So I'm going to finish the stairs. And this is just so once you've done with the stairs, you have to go to the second floor level and create an opening for the stairs. So I'm gonna go to level 2, and always remember to do your underlay so you can see what is underneath. Right now I can't see the whole part of the stairs, but I can see part of it, so I can actually create my opening with this. So I'm gonna go to pick the floor and say edit boundary. So edit boundary, and I'm gonna put boundary line around where I have the stairs. So pick my boundary line. And I'm gonna add a check mark. So if I check my 3D, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it in 3D. So you can see the stairs. So you can see the stairs coming up to the landing. I'm moving up here. So always check your stairs in 3D to make sure they're going the right way. Because right now you see when you are looking at the properties, you have to make sure it's going from level 1 to level 2. So we have the stairs coming up here, and then we can add railings here, at least to prevent people from falling down. So we're going to go to level 2, and we're also going to add railings down here. So we're going to go back to level 1 and level 2. Let me start with level 2. And to do railings, you go to architecture and you go to railing, sketch path. And I'm just going to add a straight railing here. And finish. And when we come out to this side, we're also going to add railing. So go to architecture and you go to railing. So you see all these we are sketching, all these are components we are sketching all of them. So I'm just gonna sketch from here, sketch here, sketch here, sketch here, and you finish your sketch mode. The railing must be a single connected sketch. So apparently this did not connect, so connect it from here to here. And you finish your sketch mode. So we have that. And I'm gonna go to level 1 and create my railings. So apparently, I'm gonna put a little bit offset because our floor is um is below. So for me to see it, I have to put a little bit of offset. Actually, we're supposed to be on level one, so the base level should be level one. So I can see it. So I'm gonna add. This is railings. So let's see what happened. This is level two. So I had added on level one. Let me add on level two now. So you go to architecture and you go to railing and you select the finish mode. So you have to make sure they are connected like before. I'm gonna select a line to join them. Finish. So we can now see what we have created in 3D. So if you go to view and you go to 3D view, you can see your railings, you can see your floors. So these are the things that we have created in sketch mode. You can see the floor, you can see the staircase, and you can see the railings. So this is a beautiful view, and you can see it all. You can see the railings we just created. You can see the floors that we created, and you can also see the staircase. So now we're going to add the roof. So to add the roof, you go to the roof level. So I'm going to go to the roof level. And remember, I said you always have to check your underlay. So right now we want our base level to be level 2 because we are looking down on level 2 and the top level to be roof level. And then apart from the underlay, we also have to check our phase. So when you come to the phase, phasing. So phase filter, you want it to be none. So when the phase filter is none, everything appears. So now you see we can see underlay, we can see everything underneath the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the roof. And to do the roof, for roof, you have to check the slope, you have to check the overhang, and there are different ways of drawing roof. So if you go to architecture and you go to roof, you can see roof by footprint, roof by extrusion, roof by face, roof by soffit, roof by fascia, and roof by gutter. So there are different types of roof and there are different ways of drawing roof. But for this lesson, we're going to learn about roof by footprint. So the first thing you're going to do, you have to know which side defines the slope, and then you check define slope, and then you put the overhang. So we're going to put 1 feet 2 inches as our overhang for the roof. So if it doesn't define the slope, you uncheck define slope. So I'm going to do one with all the sides defining the slope, and then we'll do another one and uncheck the sides defining the slope. So for instance, so right here is the slope is 30 degrees. So it's selecting the slope as 30 degrees. The same thing here is giving the slope as 30 degrees. So because this is the roof, so you can decide to put the roof here, or you can decide to just draw the line by yourself here so that we can cover the terrace. So you have the same overhang though when you're drawing the line. So right now all the sides define the slope, the sides, and so when you check it, and our slope is 30 degrees. So you can see the slope here and you can see the overhang here. And this checked, so these marks define the slope. All this show that the slope is being defined. And line must be in closed loop. So the lines must be joined. So I'm gonna join this. and finish. So if you go to a 3D view now, you will see our roof. This is our roof right now. So I'm going to do another roof where this is not showing, the slope is not defined on this side and on this side, and I'm going to change the slope too. So to do that, I'm going to go back to roof level, and I'm going to pick the roof and edit footprint. So right now I don't want this side to define the slope, so I'm going to uncheck it. I do not want this side to define the slope, so I'm going to uncheck it. Right now the slope is 30 degrees for all the sides, so I can change the slope here or I can change the slope there. I can go in here and decide, okay, I don't want it to be 30 degrees, I don't want it to be 20 degrees. So the same thing, I can go in, I can change it here, I can go in here and change the slope. So you can change the slope of your roof depending. So I can do the same thing here and change the slope. I'm gonna change the slope here for this one. So you can either change the slope on the drawing, or you can change the slope on the property toolbar. You can decide which sides will define the slope. So right now, if I click on finish and we look at this 3D view, 3D view. So you see that this is not defining the slope, and I can select on this wall and I can say attach to top and base. So right now I want it to attach to this, so it's attaching to the top and base. You can do that on any of the sides. So I can select this. This cotton wall, so it's a bit more difficult to select. Uh, I can also select it and say attach to top and base and click on the top, and so it's attached. So you have your roof, so I have my roof and I have this attached. So you see the difference between this and the other roof. In the other roof, all the sides were sloped, all the sides defined the slope. But in this roof, this side is not sloped and this side. So the sides that define the slope are the sides that have the angle, the slope for the roof. So now we've been able to create our floor, we've been able to create our stairs, we've been able to create our railings, and we were able to create our roof. Well, I mean, we can add our ceiling now, or you can also wait till the next lesson and add your ceiling. So for the ceiling, you have to go to the level 2, but in this case, that's where the ceiling is. And you have two methods of adding the ceiling to. It can either be by automatic sketch, so you go to architecture and you go to ceiling. So ceiling has two modes. You can sketch the ceiling or it can be automatic ceiling. Automatic ceiling, if you select, it just adds it by itself. And then by sketching, and sketching ceiling is you sketch, you click on sketch, just the same thing as the sketch mode we've been using, and you select the area around which the ceiling will be. So once you select it, you click on finish sketch mode, and so it's just the same thing that we've been doing for all the other ones. But I'm gonna just go ahead and do automatic selling in this case. We'll do the sketch mode later. So I'm just gonna use the automatic selling, go to architecture. I have to undo. Selling. Pick the automatic selling and leave it at that. So selling, just like every other thing, you can change the kind of selling. You can change it to 2x4. You can change it to 2x2. You can edit it. You can go to edit type and change duplicate and change the size of cylinder you want to use. And the same thing, you can also change it from compound ceiling and use a gypsum board or metal stud. So you can change whatever you want to use on your ceiling. So in this lesson, we have been able to learn how to create floors, how